Darnell with Wave Oven Recipes here. Going to be dehydrating strawberries in the Power Air Fryer Oven Elite so that you can see that dehydrating power of the Power Air Fryer Oven Elite anytime you want to do some dehydration. So let's get started with those dehydrated strawberries. Okay, so what I have here, I have 9 strawberries that I've sliced thin, and I'm going to be putting them on my crisper trays of the Power Air Fryer Oven Elite to make these dehydrated strawberries. So we'll see how many we can get on one, and then I'll probably have to use a second crisper tray. They probably won't all fit on a single crisper tray. Alright, I was able to put 25 on a single crisper tray, 25 slices, so I'm going to put these on the middle rack here, get another crisper tray and load it up. Alright, so I've got the rest here. I'm going to put these on the bottom, and I'm going to close my Power Air Fryer Oven Elite up. And to get, sorry about the noise there. To get this started, I'm going to just start, and then I'm going to hit this fruit button. That sets to 90 degrees. I'm going to go up to 125, and then in time, I'm going to go from 2 hours, 30 minutes up to 5 hours. I'm going to let that run. So 5 hours at 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Bring you back later and see how these are going. Okay, so it's only been about 2 hours and 18 minutes or so, but things are looking pretty well dehydrated in there. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it here and pull these out so you can have a look at them. They're looking pretty good as far as dehydration is concerned. Looking at this next layer, and this was the bottom layer. These are mostly dehydrated. These maybe could do another maybe hour or so. I'll put these on the middle rack, and I'm going to, you can see these are looking pretty close to fully dehydrated. They all could probably do a little more time. They're looking pretty good, but I'm going to go ahead and I'll just swap them. That's what I'll do. And I'm going to give them another, let's try another hour. I'll come back in an hour. So I'm going to go back to my 125 and just do 1 hour and come back and have a look at them. See how they look then. It'll be about a little over 3 hours of dehydration time by then. So I'll bring you back. Okay, it's gone another hour. So it's about 3 hours, 18 minutes roughly. Going to make sure I use the hand with the pot holder. Feeling pretty better on the dehydration this time. This one's starting to really stick. Definitely taking this one off. He's totally done. This one's pretty done. Most of these are feeling pretty done. Some of the ones that I cut a little thicker are seeming to be a little harder to get dehydrated well. Like they're dehydrated, but they a little moist. Like this one, cut him a little thicker, and this one's cut a little thicker. This one's about good to go. Let me get this other rack out and have a look at it. So we're talking about it about 3 hours. You're pretty good if you cut them thin enough. If you didn't cut them thin enough, you might have to go a little longer. So I'm feeling for the most part these are good. I'm going to just stop. I'm not going to do any more time for these few ones that I did a slightly thicker cut on. So we'll say at 3 hours, 125 degrees, as long as you've got them, cut thin enough, you're good to go. Or you might need to go a little longer if you find you cut some thicker. So I'm just going to get these all off. Then I'm just going to adjust the camera and do a taste testing. Okay, so dehydrated strawberries from the Power Air Fryer Oven Elite took 3 hours at 125 degrees. That's the same amount of time as when I did this in the New Wave oven, but a lower temperature setting by 25 degrees less. And basically what I did with these, since I had them on 2 layers, after 2 hours, remember you want to switch them around so that the ones that were on the bottom are on the top, and do that last hour with them swapped so that they all get a nice even dehydration. And if you cook them, well, if you cut them thin enough, you'll be good to go. So just going to take one as an example here, let you see it. You can hear it. You know, it's paper thin and dehydrated. It makes a little clink sound on the plate. So let's taste it. That's good to go. Dehydrated strawberries. I do want to point out and make very clear, dehydration is not freeze-dried. Freeze-dried and dehydration are two different levels of removal of moisture. Freeze-dried is totally or almost 100% dry, almost 0% moisture. Dehydration is a very low level of moisture. So this is not a freeze dryer, neither is the New Wave oven. They are not freeze dryers. They are dehydrators, among other things that they can do. They can get a lot of that moisture out. So it's very close to freeze dried and very good for anything that you want to use freeze dried fruits for. You can get this and other recipes of similar types for these types of cookers at superwaveovenrecipes.com. I'm on Twitter at waveovenrecipes. Also, if you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up, share some comments, share your thoughts. I'd like to hear from you. Also, share the video with your friends so that they also know how to do this as well. And subscribe to the channel, please. And good eating.